There we are. Turn the microphone on and now you can hear me. Hi non-fam, how you doing tonight? Just getting ready to do my... There we are. Turn the microphone on and now you can hear me. Hi non-fam, how you doing tonight?
Guess I better mute this other feed. There we go.
That's better. Okay. Oh, come on, Windows. Sometimes this can be annoying. Get these things organized. There we go. Oh boy. I don't like that feature in Windows where you get close to the edge and it makes your window huge. There we go, and there we go. I think we are all set to go. Couple minutes to 8. I'm just going to wait a second. I know there's a couple people that were going to come on and keep an eye on this build. So just wanted to get everything set up. I'm going to unbox another, I say another because I've done a few of these at the office before, so I'm going to unbox another Anycubic i3 Mega S, set it up and print it as it came from the factory, so you'll be able to hear how loud it is right out of the box. And then I'm going to throw in some 2208 stepper drivers. These are Arion 2208s. Throw them into the Anycubic and then fire it up again, and you'll see how silent it is after these go in. It's pretty cool. So nothing that hasn't been done before, but hey, this is one of my favorite printers to date so far. So far for me, it's been the most reliable, one of the most reliable printers I have. So I'll just give it a couple seconds and then we'll start up. I'm just going to wait till 8 o'clock on the nozzle here. Oh. It was a busy day. I got a chance to get out today with the wife, and we actually got away to had a nice afternoon together. We went and saw a movie, had a bite to eat, had some fun. So it was really good. It was a good day. It was a great day. So, okie doke. Well, I'm going to get to it. It is, well, I said 8 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock on the nose about right now. So, welcome. This is, I'm Tim from Do It 3D. Do what it takes and do what I'm thinking. So, tonight I'm going to unbox an Anycubic i3 Mega S, set it up. It's a really quick setup. There's not much involved in this printer. Then I'm going to run a test print. You're going to see how loud this thing prints. And then I'm going to throw in some 2208 stepper drivers from Arion and do a comparison. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Let me switch the camera here, give you guys a nice view. There we go. So let's open this box. Let's get that microphone up out of the way a bit. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. I've opened a few of these, so there's not going to be really any surprises. Hey Mark, how you doing? I am glad you made it on time. I'm just cutting the box open. Good to see you. And now that you're here, if you haven't, because of who you are, I expect you are going to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll be insulted if you don't. Let's open up this box. Here we go. Watch out for this camera. Get some plastic off of here. Oh, you did days ago. Oh, good, good. I'm glad. I don't have to hunt you down then. Let me just cut this plastic off. It's going to be easier. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. And then move this box over a little bit, because I'm going to need some room to haul some pieces out of here. So the first thing we'll get in here is we've got a bag full of goodies. That's a little too far here, sorry about that. I've got a bag full of goodies, I'll get into them in a minute. You have the base of the printer. Really well packaged. There's the printer base. We have some more packing here. Another piece of packing. And we have the gantry. And I can get rid of the box. So basically, I'm going to switch views here. Basically, this is it. We have the printer body, the bed, with the brains in here, everything in here, and then we have the gantry. And it's quite a simple build. So first of all, let's open this package up. Oops, I don't like this view for here. Let's go back over the overhead. In the package, we have put that over here. A standard scraper, USB cable, and a micro SD card to USB adapter. The Anycubic standard warranty card. It's a bit bright on there. I see that. We have spool holder, spare micro switch, end stop micro switch. We have a acupuncture needle, or in other words, a nozzle cleaner. Power cord. Going to need that eventually. Silvery PLA, a sample, looks like about a 25-gram sample filament, and the color is silvery. So anyways, but you know what we do with these? We get rid of them. So let me switch cameras. This camera might be a little better at the moment now. One thing I like about the Anycubic, at least the i3 Mega S's, is that they always send a spare hot end. So complete hot end set. This wires up to a daughter board that's on the gantry, and yeah, so spare hot end set. I have a few of these because I've only had to ever change one of them, and that was my own fault because of a bad print. So yeah, spare nozzle, spare hot end, I mean. We have the instruction manual, which I can put aside. I've done this before. And we have a SD card. This takes a standard SD card, goes into the side of the printer here. We have a USB port in the side of the printer here as well. And then we have some screws here. 3 screws, so that's I'm guessing that's going to be for the spool holder. So, and we have our standard toolkit. Whoops, let's not drop everything. We have a puny tiny little screwdriver. I've not used one of those yet that they've come with, other than for when I go to put the stepper drivers in. We have our bolt, these look like they are M4s or M5s for attaching the gantry to the bed. Some nice snippers that you get with every 3D printer. So we have many pairs of snippers around these days, so as most people will in this hobby. And the standard set of Allen wrenches. Okay. So let's do a little bit of building here. See if this, if I can, I'm not sure, this is probably just as good a camera angle as any. So we're going to take this paper off of the bed. And they say on here that this paper can be used for leveling. So can I get it, will that show up? Yeah, this paper can be used for leveling. So it's about a standard thickness for doing a leveling the nozzle on the bed. So it's a pretty simple setup. This is, so basically we take the gantry and we take the bed, and that slides over, sits in there, and now there's going to be 4 holes on either side to line up. So we'll leave that like that. We'll grab our screws. Open them the quick way. Okay. Grab our Allen key. I believe it's the big one for the screws. Yes. And so there's 2 holes on either side. 2 holes here and 2 holes in the back. And you got to lift just slightly. Lift this up just slightly to line up the holes so that that's not hitting the bed. So I'm just going to start these. They're a little awkward, especially for a guy like me with big hands. So I usually just lift that up, get that one started, just like that. And I'll get one in the back started so that it holds this thing up so it doesn't wobble around on me. Come on. There we go. So we'll start those in. I'm not going to snug them all up until I get all of them in, just to make sure nothing goes out of whack and that all the holes are going to line up. So I'll do those. I'll get the bottom ones in over here. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far, halfway through Saturday night. Appreciate you hanging out in here, because I'm sure there's many other things you can be doing on a Saturday night than watching me, but hey, I appreciate it. So on this side we're going to line up these holes. Lift this up slightly to get the holes in line. There we go. Come on. Being stubborn. Let me try the back side. Let me try the back side first, if I don't drop all the screws. Get one of these in here. Come on. There it is. Got that one. Good. And I can give you a close-up. Let me see if I can get this camera here to show you exactly what I'm doing. Let's see. Hang on one sec. There we go. Yeah. So basically, as you see, there's just, we got holes here that attach the gantry to the frame. So then there's the same holes on the back. On the back side. This one just doesn't want to line up perfectly. There we go. Got that one in. And we get the bottom one here. Now, one thing I'll point out, and this is quite interesting, and this usually fools a lot of people when they're first time they ever set up a printer. While I'm here, I'll show it. But this right here is the voltage selector switch. So right now it is on 220 volts. We want to switch that switch. I'm just taking the tiny little Allen wrench here and just flick that over to 100 to 115, 110 volt North America. Now, interesting fact, I just set one of these up at my office last week. Totally forgot about the switch, but it worked. It's really strange. Normally, if you forget to flick the switch, the worst thing that happens, you turn the power on, nothing happens because you're set to 220 volt and you're only giving it 110. But I set one up last week and I forgot to switch it from 220, and it actually worked. And then partway through a print, I realized, oh, I didn't flick that switch. So while it was printing, I just flicked the switch. All it did was run the fans a little higher and faster, and no damage, no harm done. So yeah, that was quite interesting that happened. So I'm going to continue just tightening up the rest of these bolts now. Now that they're all in, I'm just going to snug these all up. I don't have to go overly tight on them. Just finger tight is good. Well, you want them to stay. You don't want them to loosen up. So you want to get them as tight as possible without hacking on them and bending the frame. Common sense. Auto switching, yeah, okay, and that, it's possible. Well, that wasn't, because if it was auto switching, when I switched it over to 110, the fan sort of went faster, which is kind of strange. But anyways, the fact that it worked was amazing, because I've set up other printers where I forgot to switch it and the machine wouldn't even turn on. So, okay, now that those are tightened, this part's pretty simple. If you look, let me switch camera views here for you. They've done a really nice job, oops, for people like me, and they've made it. Let me get a better view of that here. Come on. A little brighter in there. Hang on. There we go. So they've color-coded the wires. So if you notice there, that's better. We have a red plug, green plug, and a black plug. And if you notice up here, hiding, we have a black plug and a green plug. And the red plug, first time I did this, took me a while to find it, but I know now the red plug is tucked away right down under here. Just got to sort of pull that out, and it's hiding just underneath here. So took me a while to find that the first time I built one of these. So it's better to go in the order. Black plug on the bottom. Okay, then we'll do green. Okay, then we'll do red. Okay, and there's one more plug here, and this plug is for the filament sensor. Oh, that's awful dark. We need to get more light in there after, but yeah, this plug is for, sorry about that, let me just get a better view of this. Right on the side, there we are, where the spool holder goes, there's a filament sensor right here. On the bottom of the filament sensor you have the plug, and this one just plugs into that. Only one way it can plug in. There we go. And there's the filament sensor plugged in. That's it for connecting wires for this thing. Simple. Very easy, simple setup. Now, I do have two, let me switch camera views again. I do have two spare screws, which I've gotten in every machine so far. A spare spring of some sort here, so we're just going to keep all these together. Okay. So here we are back on the front of the machine now. Print head's there. I'm going to pull these wires out from underneath here. They got them tucked up, so we're going to pull them out, get them out of the way. I'm going to move this out of your way here down. Let me move this down out of your way here for now. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, so now these wires were just tucked in underneath here, so we just got to pull these guys out. So, okay. And that's it for the setup pretty much. Other than, let's put the spool holder on. Now the spool holder, it's a fairly simple design spool holder. on the front of the frame, right over here. So we'll show you that on this camera view. Right over here on the front of the frame, there's 4 screws. All we do with that is we loosen up these outside 2. Don't take them right out, you just got to loosen them up. Just enough to take the one portion of the spool holder, and that slides on those 2 screws. But before I do that, I'm just going to take these 2 tiny screws that came in this bag. There's 3 screws, but again, they've given you a spare one of these. And this guy, whoops, basically just goes together like this with these 2 screws. Come on. Come on. Oh. Yeah. Let me make this easy on myself with an Allen wrench here. These are tiny screws and I got really big fingers. So let's do it this way. Oh, I probably have that on backwards, that's why. I do. My bad. This goes around, so this is on the top. That was my bad. Only fits one way. And I was trying to fit it the opposite way. Man, why am I struggling? My hands are cold for one thing. It's a little chilly down here, but that's still no excuse. Gosh. Just gonna stop, take a breath. Take a drink of water. Okay. Let's not embarrass myself any further, because I can't put a screw in a hole. Jeez. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to make this a little easier for you guys to see too. This one. Let's put this window down here. There we go. So we got kind of 2 views here. Okay, you know what? Let's switch screws. Honestly, this isn't that difficult. There we go. 1 screw started. Second screw started. See, I just had to switch screws. Tighten this on here. Tighten this on here. Hallelujah. Now, let's get this spare screw in the bag. Yeah, actually, or smaller fingers. Hey, how you doing, Maker Viking? Good to see you. Smaller fingers, Mark. I mean, I'm just, and my hands are a little cold. I'm, you know, so here we go. Now, this just those 2 screws that I loosened right here. These 2 here. If I can get that little better view on these. There we go. So basically, there's 2 slots in this holder. You just slide on those 2 screws. That bottom one I didn't quite loosen enough. There we go. Let me just tighten those up, and there's the spool holder. There we go. 1 spool holder. On. Done. Cool. That's it. So the machine is set up, ready to power on. Put some of this stuff aside. I didn't tweet the stream, and I apologize. I haven't set up a Twitter account for DeWitt yet. And I was out most of the day, and I came in last minute, and I basically had about a half hour. I was going to stream a little earlier, but time crunch, and so I'm ending up streaming a half hour later than I wanted to. My apologies. So you haven't missed a whole lot. Just basically pulling the printer out of the box so far, and it was a real quick setup. Just four screws on either side here, 4 screws on the side here. Set up the spool holder. Plug in the plugs. There was 4 plugs, 1, 2, 3, and a filament sensor plug, and that's it. It's a very quick setup on this printer. This printer has a glass bed. It's called the Anycubic Ultra Base. Works really well. It sticks like glue. Okay, I appreciate that, Maker Viking. Thank you. It sticks like glue when it's hot, and then when it cools off, ideally the prints just pop off. Simple. I had one that I actually purchased and sent back because even after it was cooled off, the prints they wouldn't come off at all. They were just stuck, like, I mean, major stuck. I had to take the scraper, scrape them off, and I even peeled off the ultra bed surface on it. So I sent that printer back. But that's the only one that I've ever had that happen to. So let me plug this guy in. It's going to play a pretty little tune when it fires up. You all ready for this? It goes, which is scary that I know that because I use these things so often. Here we go. See? What'd I tell you? Okay. So they've changed the screen on this one slightly over the version I bought a couple years ago, or a year and a half ago. That's telling me, let me get you guys zoomed in a little better here on the screen. I'll show you this display that they have here. Whoops. Come on, camera. And I'll put this on the big screen. So it's a pretty neat, they've made a few changes to this. Let me get that out of the lights here so you can actually see it. Come on. And I'll move that out of the way. So that's not a bad view. So yeah, this has changed a little bit the way that this looks compared to their older version. So this is a newer version of their screen. So they have a tools menu. So we push tools. So we can home the printer, we can move the individual axes. Okay, and we can go back. Oops, go back. We can preheat, PLA, ABS. I never like the temperatures that they put in there in the preheat, so I usually don't use that. And then if we scroll over to the next screen, there's a little button on the bottom here. We have cooling, resetting the printer, then we have filament tools. We go filament in, filament remove. I use that quite often when I'm changing filament. Go over one more, and we have help and about. So under the about, it's using, oh, that's blurry as all get out there. Sorry guys. Come on, focus. Oh, it's not going to focus on that. It's this camera. That's just there we go, the info menu. I don't even know for sure if this uses Marlin or if it uses a proprietary firmware. So anyways, so we're going to go back from that. So that's all under the tools. Then we have a setup menu where we can set the language. It comes defaulted to English. We can program our temperatures. No, nice thing about this, the older version of their firmware, with the temperature window, you had to actually keep pushing the plus till you were up to temperature. On this one, you can actually just tap that window and enter your temperature direct. So I'm going to just enter, for instance, I'm going to heat this up to 215. Okay, and then I'll hit check mark OK. I'm going to hit the bed temperature. I'm going to heat the bed up to 65 because it's a little chilly down here. Hit enter, and then when we hit OK, now it's going to start heating up. We have the motor, which is basically disabling the steppers. And then further over, we have the speed, so we can increase the speed of the printer, increase the speed of the fan. And then we have the voice, which basically just turns that little beep you're hearing on and off. So that's a pretty simplistic menu that way. So now that we're heating up, I believe, so you can see the readout at the top there. Let me get a better view here. Those lights are annoying. Come on. And sorry about that. There we go at the top. You see it's giving a live temperature readout of the hot end and the bed. So, oh, thank you so much, Maker Viking. Appreciate that. It's late. I know there's another group streaming. Justin is streaming as well. So, but I thought, well, I'll get this stream in anyways, and at least people can watch this video after if they're interested in this printer at all or interested to see what I'm doing. So, okay, so we're heating up now. Here we go. I'm going to under Setup menu. Oh, sorry. Under the tools, I'm going to home the printer, and you're going to hear how loud this is with its current stepper drivers. And I'm going to home all. So we're homing. There we go. Printer's homing, and you can hear those things a mile away. How loud they are. I've got to do something with my lights because there's too much light coming in here. I'll fix that for another stream. There we go. But yeah, nice and loud. Make sure that it's going to stop when it's supposed to. Hand on the power button. Nope, perfect. Okay. And it's got switches on both sides of the gantry, of the X gantry, for homing. So it basically homes level because it's got dual Z screws too. So it's going to home level. So now that we're homed, I'm going to let it warm up, and we're going to level. Yeah, it's loud, isn't it, non-fam? Wait till you hear it after I put the stepper drivers in. It's impressive. But I just wanted to show you that. Oh, get this cable out of the way. Cable management on this thing. When it's new, these cables are quite stiff, but they will loosen up. I'm just going to move that out over that way. There we go. So now if I move, if I go back, and I just go ahead and move the axis, so if I move, for instance, Z up, it's loud. Well, that's, oh, they got some filament in there, so they've obviously tested it. Let's move X over, or Y. Y is not that loud, it's not bad. And then X, although you can still hear it a little bit. But it's the yeah, it's when the motors are going really quick that it's quite loud. Yeah. But especially the Z motors. Yeah. So okay, warming up. I'm gonna level it before we do any filament. This doesn't have anything for assisting in leveling. So really, I just do it the long, easy, hard, whatever you want to call it way. It's not really hard. Once you get used to leveling a printer, it's pretty simple to manually level. Probes are nice, BL touches are nice, but yeah, I agree with a few people that basically say manual leveling is the way to go. But hey, I have a couple printers with BL touches, and I just get lazy and use them. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you on the stream. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I'm just doing Anycubic i3 Mega S here. I've got a few of these now. Let's check the belts are good. So yeah, I'm setting this one up and just basically going to run a little bit of a test print here. I may not even finish the test print because the noise is going to drive me nuts. And then I'm going to throw some 2208 stepper drivers, these Arion stepper drivers in, and people are going to really see the difference, how much it silences itself. But for now, we're heated up. We should be heated up enough to let's go back to the home screen. Yeah, we're at 215. We're heated up, so let's home it and level the bed. Here goes the loudness. Okay. So we haven't unlocked. So the way I'm going to hold this, and I just want to make sure that nothing moves, is I'm just going to bring this forward. And let's put our paper in here. So right now we need to definitely go around a few times to do this. Mark, I know you've never run a 3D printer before, so basically what I'm doing is we have these leveling screws on all four corners of the bed here. If you tighten the screws, or in other words, if you turn the screws clockwise and tighten them, you're going to lower the bed, because basically you're pinching the screws down and pinching the springs and pulling your bed down. You loosen the screws and you're raising the bed, so you're raising the bed closer to the nozzle. And what we want is, we have a piece of paper. You can just use a piece of 20-pound bond, whatever, or the paper that came with it. And what you're looking for is, you want to feel the nozzle against the paper, but you still want to be able to nice and easily drag that paper like this. If the paper were to be buckling like this, the nozzle's too close. If I can't feel the nozzle between the paper and the bed, then it means the nozzle's too far away from the bed. So, and to do this properly, you really need to, you do one corner, then I'm going to move this over. This is painful. Go high speed, it'll be quicker. I'm going to move it over to the other corner. Okay. Now this one is extremely tight, so I'm going to tighten this screw down. There we go. Just until I feel that little bit of resistance on the paper. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the back corner. Oops. I'm going to move my Y. Some printers have a leveling assistant where you're going to push next, and it's automatically going to go to the corner where you need to level. Oh, thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. So we're going to reach back here. I can't feel the nozzle at all here, so we're going to loosen that screw off. Oops, the other way. Until, there we go. Now I can just feel a little bit of resistance between the nozzle and the bed. Okay. Then we're going to come back over this side. So I'm going to move the X gantry this way. Hi, Bubs. How you doing? My wife is upstairs saying hi. Say hi to everybody on YouTube land.
Hi, everybody on YouTube land.
If you want to come down and get on camera, you're welcome.
Yup.
Okay, we're in this corner. It's looser than loose. So we're going to loosen this screw. There we go, until we feel the resistance. So there's all four corners done, and you think we're done leveling? No. So you got to go around a couple times, because what happens is, when you move one corner, it actually directly affects the other corners, especially the opposite corner. So pretty much what's going to happen when I come to this corner, it's going to be too tight, is my guess. So let's just see. So let's move the Y back up this way. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. I can feel it already, that it's extremely tight. So, see, so I'm going to tighten this one up until I get that looseness, just that perfect feel again. Done. We're going to go back over here. Seems like a tedious process, but if you take care not to pound your bed too hard. Oh, sorry, I have a print failing behind me. I have to catch this. There we go. Just had to stop that print. Okay, no big deal. If you take care not to be rough on your bed when you pull your prints off and stuff, I have a couple of these machines at the office. I've leveled them once, and I've been printing one of them. I think I've leveled 3 times in a year and a half, and it's stayed level. And the other one, the newer one that I set up a week and a half ago, I leveled once. I haven't leveled it again yet. So, and it's still going strong. So a little tight. So we're going to back that off just a hair. Let's go back to this corner again. And again, this seems like a tedious task, but it's well worth it to get this thing leveled properly. This one's become a little tight. There we go. Back over to this side. I wish there was a button on this that you could push and it would just move it, but this just goes 10mm increments. So, and of course this one's a little loose because I had to loosen this one, and when I loosen this one, it's all relative. So that's why I say it just takes a little bit of patience. There we go. Now we're going to bring the Y back up front here. Maria said hi, hi Jerry. She said hi to everybody from upstairs. Okay. This one's gotten a little tight as well, but not as bad. It's all getting better, and we're going to go around once more. Should do it. It's good. Go back. That one's pretty good. Didn't have to move that hardly at all. And this side, that one's good. No touchy. No touchy. And I bet, I'm going to guess that this front corner is going to be fine now too. There we go. And so what I do last is just to sort of double check, is I bring these things over to the center of the bed, or pretty close to the center of the bed. And the center of the bed should have pretty much almost the same amount of equal resistance. It's a little bit loose, but it's not bad. It'll do. And basically, and that's it. That's it. We're level. So now it's going to be time to throw some filament in. So to do that, I'm just going to raise this Z, and you can hear that nice loud motor. There we go. We have a level bed. So let's throw some filament in there. And for tonight's choice, setting up that area on in the background there that I have, I learned I'm not touching the sample spool of filament. Mark, if you get one of these printers, take the sample they give you, huck it. It's no good. I'm going to throw some Prusament in this guy. Prusament PLA Galaxy Silver. Love this color. Love the way they package their filament. Don't have to tell you guys that. You guys all know that. And man, I wonder if you'll hear this. When I cut this guy open, you hear a nice satisfying as the air comes out. Ah, sealed extremely well. You ready for this? Let's see. Oh, you're missing it. Hang on, hang on. No, you missed it. Happened when I cut the top off. Get this Decedent pack back in here. You in there. We'll throw the bag over here. And we'll load our filament. So, pretty simple filament loading here. You know, people say Prusament is expensive, and it is. Let me get my snippers here. Get a nice little angle on this. Prusament is pricier than normal. It's not bad compared to some, but look, if you look at the way that is wound, I mean, that is a thing of beauty. You know, compared to the cheaper filaments. You cannot beat that. Yeah, the price is it's expensive, but man, this is reliable filament. So to go through here, what we do is we feed through the filament sensor, the runout sensor, okay, and then up into the extruder. So this extruder is pretty simple. Raise this up a little bit for you. Little handle here, it's going to release the extruder spring, and there's a hole right under there that the filament feeds into. Come on. There we are. And then we start feeding the filament up until we feel it stop. There we go. I'll sit my butt down here. And then we're going to go in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push. I'm going to go down to my screen here. Let me zoom in here for you guys. Come on, there we go. We're going to go back here. We're going to go back to our tools. Come on, sorry, my big fingers are in the way here. To our filament tool. And I just push filament in. And it's going to start extruding filament. We're going to get rid of that old stuff that was in there. So we see our nice silver filament coming out. Make sure it's going in. Yep. It just feeds a little bit at a time. Here it comes. How expensive is this printer? I'll double check. In the air, it's the air going in, not coming out. I'm streaming with XSplit, Jerry. Okay, now I'm not getting filament out. What's going on? Okay, so there it is. There we go. With XSplit. Oh, the spool. How expensive is the spool? It comes directly from Czechoslovakia, Prague, from Prusa, and it's 20. These, the PLA spools, are $24.99 US plus shipping. So you want to order more than one, so that you take advantage of the shipping rates. So, but you can get a spool of decent PLA filament locally for. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, you can get a spool of decent filament for $25-30 in Canada. So, got a little bit of something going on, a noise over here, and I don't know what's happening with the extruder. Extruder skipping a little bit. Let me adjust this tensioner in the extruder. There we go. I think I have the tensioner a bit tight. Well, something's going on. I don't like that. Okay, I think that's good. Have to have a look at that after. Anyways, we're going to stop feeding the filament. It's definitely purged the old color. Okay. See you later. Okay, so I want to see, now that we're level, we got filament. Should have done this before the bed was hot, but just going to give it a quick wipe down with isopropyl alcohol, just because it's important to have a clean bed, as we all know. They say not to do it while it's hot, but I find it still works, still cleans any fingerprints and impurities. It just stinks though. Oof. Nothing like the smell of hot IPA in the air and in your lungs. Okay, I'm going to throw the SD card in and see what sort of sample files that they've sent with it. Okay, SD card loads on the side over here, just right, you can see it right in here, right behind the USB port. So, and I believe the card goes in upside down. Let's have a look. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's see what's on the card. Come on, focus. Okay, so we go back to the main screen. And we go print. And we have nothing. Print. Nothing. You're telling me there's nothing on this card? That would be unusual. Okay, so what happens sometimes, I'm going to throw the card in the computer, because what will happen sometimes is not as bad as RJ, as an RJ. What's an RJ? Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, Jerry, that sometimes they put the sample files in a subdirectory and the printers won't read subdirectories. Some will, some won't, but most of these Chinese printers won't read the subfolder, so I'm going to plug it into the computer and see. But what's an RJ, Mark? RJ. Yeah, better for you than the air in the bag, yes. Okay, so let's plug this in, and let's give you guys a view of this. I think I have this set up. Let's see what's going on here. Rejuvenator. Oh, better, yes. Yeah, that's back from the old printing press days. I agree. Let's plug this in, and I believe I can give you guys. Let's just see something here. Let's see if I can help you guys. Oh, no. There we go. Nope. Yeah, maybe I can do this. Sorry about that, but I believe now. There we go. No, look at that. On this card, we have owl pair, so it's not in a subdirectory. There's the G code. There's the STL, I believe. So I don't know why it's not showing up on the printer, so let's just, that's interesting. Something going on because it's not in a subdirectory, but the owl pair is their standard test file. So, whoa. Let's get rid of this. Ooh, that was confusing. Okay, well, let's eject this. Let's try once more. Let's just, for the fun of it, power off the printer, put the card in first, and then power it on and see why it's not reading it. Okay, never get tired of that sound, no. Hey, how you doing, Loyal? Welcome to my Anycubic build stream. Good to see you. Okay, let's try this again. Print. Nothing. Nothing. What's going on? Okay, so bad SD card possibly. So let's try something. Where's that other SD card I had? Let's see if I can't throw that owl file. I just want to print their standard test file. I'm just going to see if I can transfer that to a to another card and see if there's an issue with the card itself on the printer. Shouldn't be, but hey, you never know, right? See what happens here. Otherwise, I'll just go in and I'll slice I'll slice a file of something just to try it. Okay. And let's put this in. Let's drag these over here. Okay, they're on the card. There we go. Let's try this new card. You can hook up an SD cable to it. But sometimes I just prefer transferring everything to the SD card, throwing it in there in the machine. A lot of people use the SD cable to send the prints over directly. I've never done that, so. Okay, you got to feed the horses, right? You got to keep the horses happy, so. Yeah. Feed the horses, keep them happy. Okay, everybody cross your fingers. Let's hope this SD card works. Otherwise, I'm going to have another issue on my hands to figure out what's going on. Okay, SD card insert. It recognizes, whoops, me and my camera work, I love it. Let's go print. There we go, look at that. So obviously a problem with the SD card, because now we're showing a couple files on there, including the owl pair. So faulty SD card they sent, although the computer read the fact that there was stuff on the SD card. So anyway, so we'll do the owl pair and we'll print, and be prepared to be amazed at the noise this thing is going to make as it gets going. Let's make this camera a little taller for you guys. I know I need to work on my camera work, guys, and I apologize. It's a little bit jumpy, but there we go. Okay, so we're just heating up here. This particular one, when you hit print, it heats the bed first, and then it heats the hot end. Probably, I don't know, something to do with the power supply possibly, but I like when the printers actually just heat both at the same time. So this thing has a 12 volt power supply in it. It's definitely not a mean well. One of the my very first Anycubic, actually the fan in the power supply got really loud, so I just replaced it with a mean well power supply. Does this camera have a zoom? No, these are just the Logitech cameras. They don't have a zoom, so if anything zooms, it's just me dragging it around the desk. So I don't have the resources financially yet to buy. A lot of the streamers use these fancy Canons for doing their video, and they have the zoom on them, but I just bought what I can afford right now as far as cameras. Maybe sometime down the road we'll get one of them fancy Canons, but yeah, this'll do for now. This'll do for now. Back up, zoom in, and have less focus trouble. I agree. Yeah, definitely agree with that, because sometimes it's focus and exposure, right? So this is picking up. I'm going to try something here. There, I think that's better. I had one too many lights on in the background there. Although I still think it's a bit bright on this one. But if I bring this over this way, or if I bring it over this way, I don't know. They're not the best cameras in the world, but they work. So here we go. See how we're going to do. See if I have to do any adjustments on the fly. Nope, looks good. Yep. Bed's good and level, and that's a nice thickness of filament laying down in the bed there. Sticking well. So you can hear, if I bring the mic a bit closer, you can hear the steppers. It's even more it's even more obvious when you're doing a larger print. There we go. Yeah, I have my main camera right here, Jerry. That's a Brio up there, and it seems to be a little better than the other two. And then the overhead one is the C90, and I think this is a C922. So the overhead one, it's not bad. I mean, it basically stays focused where it is. So I'm wondering if I should switch the Brio to this close-up camera here, if it's going to be maybe focus a little bit better for me. So. Yeah, this one struggles to focus sometimes, like right there. It's not doing the best job focusing. C970 for close-ups? Okay, I'll have to look into that. There we go, that's a little better there. But yeah, isn't that a nice sound? Anyways, without further ado, I don't think I'm going to let this continue. I'm going to do the same test print, but this is basically, I think you can all hear the printer printing right now. That high pitch, that pleasant high pitch sound of those steppers going. That was a really nice first layer. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Jerry. That's good to hear. That's good to know. Yeah, I got a pretty decent mic. It's a one of those Big Blue, I think it's called. I don't remember who makes it, but yeah, the sound is decent. The lighting is not bad. I picked up some cheap studio lighting things, from Amazon. Ten horses up in the, 4 in the mountains, and the rest are with a trainer in the valley below us. Nice. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, rather than continue this, and part of the point of my video was I'm going to stop this print. Yes. And okay. And that's the other thing I don't like about it, but it's all in the firmware, is that when you stop this print, it just stops. It doesn't raise the Z. So I generally go back to my tools and my axis, just raise the Z up out of the way. Yeah. Okay. So go back again. Back to the setup, and we're going to disable the stepper so I can pull this forward a bit. Take this little bit of a print off the bed. Comes off much easier when it cools, but whoa, there we go. And I can show right here, possibly, I'm not sure how close I'll focus on that, but that's whoops. Decent first layer, bottom layer. Can't see much on that camera, I know. yeah, that's a good start, good looking print so far. And we'll just get rid of that. Let that cool off. And I'm going to open this up. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long for you guys. And I'm going to throw some of these 2208 steppers in. So this comes with, there we are. 5 stepper drivers, and 5 heat sinks, screwdriver to adjust the voltage going in here. So let's, without further ado, get to that. Where are their horses, Mark? We say Z and not Z. Do I say Z? No, I say Z. No, or do I? So let me see if I'm spelling zoo. Z-O-O. Z-O-O. I don't know. How, spell Z. Z-E-D. Maybe I'm different. I don't say A a lot either. Like a lot of us Canadians say A, but I do say I'm sorry a lot. And I guess that's another thing that us Canadians, we're a sorry bunch. So Z-E-D. No, that just sounds wrong. Z. Z-E-D. Z-O-O. Zoo. Now the other thing apparently we say funny is about. Like I'm about to tell you something. But yet some of the American friends I have say that we say a boot. But we don't say a boot, we say about. Ambidextrous on words, yes. A boot. I don't say a boot, Loyal. I say about. How about that? How about that? Oh man. I guess everybody's got an accent. Well, you're in Washington State. I'm trying to think. I've been there many times. Do Washington Staters have an accent? I don't know. I think all you Americans have accents of some sort. So, anyways, to make this easy, actually, first I want to get this spool off. So I'm just going to cut the filament here, so I'm not messing around with the spool. Now, when I pull it out of the sensor, you're going to hear a noise, if I believe, that goes. Let's see. Oh, it went. Okay, let's put the filament aside. You do slang, yeah. You do French, yes. You if you're in Quebec, you definitely have the French accent. A stocking cap, a toque. Well, the way you spelt it there, Loyal, it looks like toque, but it's toque, T-O-Q-U-E, toque. A toque, but yeah, you pronounce it toque. Yeah, and you guys call it a ball cap, not a ball cap, but I guess a stocking cap. Let's power this off. Let's unplug it. So, we're going to turn this guy upside down. Let's get into the guts of this, man. Stocking cap or a beanie? Beanie. That's the one I've heard before. A beanie. Yes. That's kind of a fun name for it. So I'm going to take the bottom off this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. And then I'll take this bar off just to make it easier to get into the bottom of this. A beanie. I like that. Beanie. Beanie and the Jets. Whoops. Aluminum. I say aluminum. Call it a loo, or we also use beanie. A loo. I've not heard of loo. See, a loo, to me, a loo is a bathroom. Going to the loo. So it's interesting, man. Different countries and the different words we have. I say aluminum, Jerry. I know some people say aluminium. The guy on Apple, when he used to do those ads for the MacBooks, he would say, aluminium. but I believe he was British or something like that. So interesting. No, I say aluminum. Aluminum. And then there's the word kilometer. Kilometer or kilometer? Kilometer or kilometer? British say aluminium. But that's not the way it's spelt. That's not the way it's properly spelt. Aluminium, although aluminium sounds so much more posh, I think. So, posh, aluminium. Look at this beautiful aluminium case. The new iPhone 14. Polished aluminium. In French, aluminium. Oh. Out of a future space movies. Yes. Yes. Oh, I heard somebody told me I'm going to try something different here. Instead of taking this middle bar off. Little trick I read. Aluminium here, but I say aluminum when you talk English, so you guys understand me. Oh, okay. So you have Norwegians. You guys have a unique accent as well, don't you? I'm trying to think if I've heard a Norwegian accent before. So what I'm going to do here is a trick somebody told me about. I'm going to pop these bottom feet off. S. I pronounce that S. I pronounce that S. Jerry. I don't know if have I heard you on the stream? I probably have. And now this should just slide right off. You know, yeah, that's much easier than taking that metal bar off. Okay, so here we have the mother of all motherboards right in here. Let me see, right up in here. Motherboard's under this fan. This fan is actually right over top of the stepper drivers I'm going to take out. So let's see if I can. I want to try and get you guys as best a view of this as I can. Let's see if this overhead camera might look better. You're not the guy who talks the most, though. Okay. Okay, let me see if this gives any better of a view of this motherboard. If I can bring this down. Oh, come on. These booms. Oh, come on. Stay down. Don't go back up. And then possibly in this way. No, that's not going to work so well. That boom is not cooperating. Oh, you're going up further. What's going on? There we go. Well, this might work. I don't know. Anyways, let's get you back to this first view here. So what I got to do on this one is I've got to pop this fan off. Just to get it out of the way. Okay, and what I like to do as well, I don't have to, but it just makes it easier. There's a fan mount. The mount that fan went on right here. I like taking that off because it's right over top of these other steppers right here. So I like to take this off, and I do that. There's two screws around the back that are holding this in, so I'm going to pop that off as well. Can this get any taller for you guys? A little bit. This tiny little tripod's almost kind of useless. So let me try something here. Let's use my little noggin here and bring this up on, oops. Let's prop this up on a box. Come on. Face it right down and in. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of a better view of the drivers there. Hey Chris, how you doing tonight? Thanks for popping in. Okay, there's a good view. So these are what we're going to replace here. All you other guys know, but I'll show Mark. There's one under this cable here, but these are the stepper drivers with the heat sinks on them. There's 5 of them in here. And those are what control the stepper motors that turn the X, Y, and Z axis and the extruder. So don't have to replace the extruder because it doesn't make a lot of noise, but I just replace them all while I'm at it. So right now I'm going to remove this fan bracket by taking 2 screws off on the other side, just to get that out of the way. Z. Who said? Did I say Z? When? I'll argue that. Z. You gotta tell me a boot when I said Z. Ugh, a boot what time? I should have my toque on. X, Y, and Z. I did say Z axis, didn't I? Oh my goodness. I meant Z axis. You caught me, Loyal. Guilty as charged. Okay, so I have those off. Just going to move these wires off to the side a little bit here. And so there's a couple things we got to do here. I'm going to pop these stepper drivers out, okay? And now these cables, you say crick. My wife says no, it's a creek. Yes, crick. And I call it a creek. And I've heard, depending on where in the States I visited or who you listen to, it's a crick. It just depends on the accent. So we're going to pop these out, and then these plugs here, stepper motor, these stepper driver plugs, have to be reversed. So there's a couple ways that can be done. I mean, you can pull these out, you can pull all the pins out of the plug and reverse the wires. I don't like to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them out, but I'll show you. I'm going to pull them out, then I'm going to pull the receptacle off the board and turn the receptacle around, put it back on the board. So, auto drop. How are you doing, Mike? Good to see you. You're still up? Or are you saying, whoa, I'm still up? It's pretty early here. Well, it's 10:15, so let's get to this. So these stepper drivers, you just pull out carefully. You don't want to bend any pins. So it's just basically get a grip on them, and they just come out nice and easy. So 1 and 2. I guess you don't need me to show you all of them as I pull them out. Come on. 3, 4, and 5, all out. Anybody have any suggestions? I've got a bunch of these now from different machines I've done. What do you do with these old stepper drivers? Are these good for anything other than maybe making another printer loud? Anyways, I have no idea. Don't know what to do with them, so I just sort of keep them in a box and whatever. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. So all these cables have to be basically flipped and reversed. So pull that out. I do it one at a time so I don't mix them up. And this is the part that I struggle with, but we're going to try not to wreck it here. So we have to make quiet printers, use them to make quiet printers loud. Yeah, sneak into a friend's house if you have the opportunity, or borrow a friend's printer and switch stepper drivers out on him and give it back to him. He's going, whoa, You shut down the machine for tonight. You're working on putting slicing software into the cube. Cool. Throw them in the kitchen floor and get mad at your Lego. I'm adding 2208s, I believe is what they are. It doesn't say it right on the driver, or does it? Man, my vision. Yeah, these are 2208s. These are Arion 2208 steppers. So, yeah. These are tuned to, I think, 1.15 volts or something. And they have to be tuned down to 0.85 for this machine, is what they said. Yeah, you know what? All joking aside, the big Christmas gift for Ethan, our 4.5, our almost 5-year-old this year, is Legos. We got more Legos than I can tell you for Christmas for him this year. And I'm not looking forward to stepping on Legos. So you know what? Maybe I will throw these things on the floor just so I can get used to the pain, because I have a feeling I got some pain coming. So anyways, back to this. So we need to reverse this. So basically I got to be very careful. I'm using needle nose pliers. I'm going to pull this carefully. Sometimes they come off easy, sometimes they don't. But I'm going to pull this off the board and take my time doing it so I don't bend a pin. I have bent the pins. They can be bent back, but it's a hassle. So if it's difficult, what I've been doing is I take this little screwdriver that they send with it to tune the steppers, and I just get under here and I pry them under, and I pry them up a little bit with this, and after they're pried up a bit, they come off a lot easier with the needle nose pliers. And pry this side up a little bit. Try to do it evenly so that I don't bend the pins that are on the circuit board. And then let's try this. There we go. There we go. So that's out. Pins look intact. So basically we just take this, turn it upside down, put it back in. Carefully, without bending the pins, line them up. It's just a weird angle for me because I'm trying to keep it on camera as well. Line it up and push it back into the board. Okay, and we plug back in. So now we turn the plug around. You could also go ahead and shave these little things off and plug it in, but you know what, this just works easier. Oh, cool. If you sell a printer, put them back in and then sell. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, these are only $12 for the stepper drivers. Okay, there's one, so we're going to pull the second one out here. And we're just going to go across to each, other than, of course, this one that's got no plug in it. We don't have to do it for this one. So we'll pry this side up. But it's amazing. This is the Y-axis stepper. It's amazing the difference it's going to make in the noise on this thing. That one came off pretty good. Turn it around. Just be careful when you put them on and don't rush. Line the pins up. You can feel when they grip. And then straight back in. Flip the wire. Plug her in. Okay. Third one, 3 out of 5. Put some casters on the bottom of it. Cool. We got him a Lego table. So basically it's a table. He has little chairs you can put at it, and the top of the table is a Lego base. And then there's drawers on the side that you keep all your Lego in. So this is it. Z. Okay. Good. Two more to go, guys. I did say Z, didn't I? Again. You guys stop listening so close, will you? Yeah, but in 3D printing terms, when you guys say, do you guys say Z-axis? I guess you do, and I said Z. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna get a nickname here. Okay, why don't you? There we go. I said Z again. I can't believe it. Last one. What was the first what I put in? The first plug would have been the X-axis. Then the Y, and then the Z. Then the Z. Leave one of them noisy just so I know it's alive. Yeah, well, the fans will do that. I can hear the fans. Just the fans become a little bit louder once the steppers are a little bit are much quieter. So they don't put the quietest fans in these things to start. This is actually going not bad. That was easy. Whoops, where'd that go? Oh, right there. Come on, sneaky little bugger. There we go. Good. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. Z, 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 Z. Okay, so we'll throw the new steppers in now. I believe, yes, these have got to go in a specific way. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the yellow. So these steppers have a yellow on the front. And then they have a black on the back. And I'm pretty sure the yellow goes towards the front of the printer. Yeah. Pretty sure about that. Yep, we'll find out if it's wrong, but I'm positive. ZZ top. No, isn't it ZZ top? No, see? I don't say ZZ top. I say ZZ top. So, you know what? We're just weird all around. So we just put these in and carefully line them up and plug them in one at a time. Making sure that the yellow pins are going up towards the front of the printer, up this way. I think that's the right way. We're going to find out anyways, but I'm pretty sure that's the right way. 2, 3, ZZ top. I love it. 4, and last but least, hit the holes, Tim. 5. Now, what's got to be done now before the... I do it before the heat sinks go on because it's much easier is we plug the printer in. We got to power the printer on. Just be careful not to touch anything you shouldn't be touching. Avoid up here. This is where the power comes into the printer. While I have this open, I'm going to grab, well, I can probably do it with this, but before I power it on, I'm just going to check and just make sure all of these things are tight, because sometimes things can be loose, but since these are the main power inputs from the power supply, so make sure they're all tight. So now I need to grab my, are they tinned? You know, they're in there so far I can't tell if they're tinned other than pulling them out. My guess, well, let me pull one out and see. Let me pull one out and let's have a look. Let's see. Let me unplug this just to be safe, because I have no hair. I don't want to lose any little bit that I do have. Let's loosen this one and see. They're tinned, and I think they shouldn't be, right? Is that correct? They shouldn't be tinned, but I'm going to leave it for now. But yeah, that's definitely tinned. Can you focus on that there? Yeah. So I'm going to leave that for now. Where did I pull that out of? Right here. So yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that after. Just, I don't want to take the time right now, but I will. I'm assuming all of the ones that I've set up have been tinned. I haven't had a problem with them, knock on wood, yet, so I will take that advice. I've heard that too, that they are dangerous, but I think they do that for mass production, so. Okay, but thank you for that advice. I will definitely do that. It's worth the extra time. So we're going to power it on. Now we take our handy dandy multimeter. Make sure we're on volts. I'm going to switch it to what we want. DC volts. I think the 20 is where I'm going to switch it to. This is different than the multimeter I have at my office, so I think that's good. So what we want to do is basically there are three, each of the stepper drivers has three, you can see these three little holes here. We want to measure with the positive on, it doesn't matter which one, but I usually just go with the upper left one here. And then we want to take the negative lead, and we can, there's a negative pin here, but I find if I can put it on the negative pole of the power supply here. It doesn't matter as long as it's grounded. So if I, that one and this one and read, we're reading, nope, I think I'm on the wrong setting here. Hang on. Maybe it's this one. I'm not used to this meter, to this multimeter. So let's see. Nope. Yeah. Bear with me here, guys. I've got this in volts. Okay, yeah, I'll take that advice in mind for sure. Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks, Jerry and Maker Viking. I'll definitely look into that. First of all, let me find out what I'm doing here. My voltmeter. This is different. Maybe if I ground it on here, let's just see. help if I knew how to use this thing. I don't necessarily. I want DC volts. Figure it out eventually. Unless the batteries are dead in my meter. But I don't think they are. I think it's just me not knowing how to use this meter. There we go. Is that right? 11.3. 11.3. That should be 1.13. That shouldn't be 11.3. Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong setting. This is such a different meter. Well, okay, well, there we are. I think this is going to work. So basically, right now I'm reading 1.13. I want to dial this down to 0.85 volts. So basically I take my little screwdriver and we turn this. It's extremely sensitive. Turn it down to lower. Okay, not making a good connection here. Why is this not giving me an accurate reading? Something's not working here, guys. And I don't know what. Should have brought my other multimeter home. This one's quite different. Yeah, they're getting in. I'm getting a reading, but it's not the right reading. It's definitely not the right reading. Yeah. No, I need to be on DC volts, but and I'm on DC volts that I can see, but I'm not getting the reading I should be off of these. Definitely not getting the reading I should be getting. From the ground to the adjustment screw. Oh, okay, let's see what that does. Ground. I can get ground right here, no problem. Yeah, I'm getting the same reading I'm getting off the hole on the adjustment screws. But it's reading negative 11.8. These should be reading a voltage of about 1.25. That's odd. Unless Let me just try. Let me try one thing. Unless I did put them in backwards. Let's just see. I'm going to switch the one. That's quite possible that I did that. Actually, I'll switch the end one. It'll be easier. I don't think I did, but let's just see. Anything is possible with me. I might have put those drivers in backwards. Hmm. Yeah, so did I. I thought I saw smoke. Maybe I got a bad printer. Yeah, there's still some smoke there. Something's going on here, guys. So I think I'm going to... Something's going on. Look at that. What a fun, exciting time, huh? Not getting the right reading unless these are bad steppers and the bad drivers, I don't know. But the beauty of it is, I can always... Yeah, it could be. Because that driver is warm. So, what we do is we open another package. I have lots of these. Yeah, I don't think turning it around was the right thing. I think I turned it around and burnt it and toasted it. So I think that's exactly what happened, Maker Viking. So there we go. Yeah, I'm positive they're in the right way. I shouldn't have questioned that. So. Yeah, okay, so let's see what happens here. I just know why I'm not getting a proper reading off of these things. Let's see if there's any smoke this time. No smoke. Good. Yeah, but I mean the multimeter has here, let me just show you this meter here. So I'm on volts and I'm trying to read 1.25 volts, and I'm on the 20 volt setting. This is plugged into the volt. Oops. This is plugged into the volt input on the meter. The other one's resistance, this is voltage. And I've got the meter turned on over here to volts 20. So I'm pretty sure that that's where it should be set. Use the 2 volt or 20 volt DC on mine. Yeah, and this one's, there's the 2 voltage settings. There's the one in the white, and the one in the orange, and the orange I'm positive is DC, and it's got a 20 volt setting. So, but let's see, it's got nothing. When I read them, it's not doing anything. So, anyways, let me try once more. Let me try once more before I give up. So we can go to negative here. And I'm getting, so the reading I'm getting here, let me put this up here so it can be seen as well. Right there. And I'll just measure on one of these over here. So it's giving me minus 11.49, and that should be reading 1.25. So I'm obviously doing something right. Oh no, I'm not going to give up. Well, I've got to figure this out. So if the meter is set wrong, that's why I hardly ever use this thing. I have one at the office I use that. So where would you suggest, Mark, if that's set wrong for DC volts? Is that not set correct for DC volts? Because if I go up here, I don't think that's DC volts. I think that's AC up there, the white one. Let me try and see if I get a reading. If it's AC, I shouldn't get a reading at all. Yeah, no reading at all on that one, so it's definitely not that one. Yeah, well, these snap in, and the middle one's common for the black, and the red is, and I've got voltage, and I got amps, so milliamps and amps. So I'm assuming I want to be on the voltage, or do I want, you know? Let's just see. Let me see. Not gonna hurt. Well, I've got 4 more stepper drivers before I'm run out. So if I burn one out, you know. No, definitely not getting any different reading off that side. No, so yeah, I'm sure that this has got to be connected over to V for voltage. And then, now we have a couple different symbols down here. One says, let's see, maybe that's millivolts there, I'm not sure. 2000M, 200M, maybe that's millivolts. Okay, let me go to millivolts and see if that makes a difference. Should have just brought the other meter I have, the one I know what I'm doing. I think it's definitely something in the meter. Nope, that does nothing. 2000 M is 2 volts, millivolts. So maybe then if I go to 200 would be too small to measure then. No, so what happens if I go to the 2000 M, let's just put that up here. Reflection, look at that. That's terrible reflection, there we go. So if I set it on the 2000 M, which is 2000 millivolts, which is 2 volts, I should get a reading. But that's all that happens, is it just does that. So, Let's go up to the 20 setting. Not going to do any more damage than I've already done. And then that's where I get the 11.45, minus 11.45. They're all reading the same though. But they shouldn't be reading that reading. So if I go to the maximum, so you're saying go to the maximum? 250. Let's see. See what we get here. No, I don't know what the HV means. There we go, yeah. HV. Damn meter. I'm sure it's a meter thing because I'm sure I just don't know exactly what I'm doing on this meter. So, let's... Yeah. HV is high voltage. Okay, yeah, it's not going to get a measurement at all from high voltage. High voltage, 200. Okay. Try this. Nope. Nope. Even if I go to the ground pin on the same one. No. Yeah, these are supposed to be adjusted, they say, at 1.25 for all the drivers, and that's every one that I've done so far, and I've done 3 printers with these stepper drivers before. They've all been adjusted at they've all come at about 1.2, 1.25, and I dial them down to 0.85. The multiplier on the meter. But so, yeah, the only actual reading I'm getting, the only decent reading I'm getting is if I go to the 20 volt setting, and I read it on that. So, and it kind of makes sense if you just move decimal places. So, you know, we have 11.44. I don't know why it says negative though. 11.44. And if I make an adjustment, so let's just, I don't know. Let's pick one for the heck of it. I'm not going to do any more damage than I've done to that one driver already. So 11.44, and if I do any adjustment on this, it doesn't seem to affect anything if I turn that. Oh, there we go. It's going higher if I turn it that way. Yeah, so there's something, if I turn it left counterclockwise, it should lower the voltage. Okay, thanks, Jerry. Thanks for dropping in, Jerry. See, I can yeah, but that's, I'm reading a negative amount, but yet I'm turning this up higher, so I'm pretty sure that's not right. Unless there's something, I doubt very much if these things are switched. But then again, you never know. See, now I'm getting a positive voltage reading by switching. Okay, that's interesting. That's positive now. Okay, now, but that's 10 volts. I can't imagine there's 10 volts going to that stepper. Can I dial that down easy? Let's just see. No, it's going higher if I go that way. No. No, that's odd. Climbs higher as I turn left. Turn right, it seems to go down to 9 point something. and then climbs again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on at all. Oh man, that kind of sucks. That really sucks. I should have brought the other meter home. I figured, how hard can it be to use a voltage meter to measure 1 volt? Shouldn't be this difficult. I just did this last week and it worked fine. Well, I don't want to run those steppers with an unknown voltage amount in those drivers, so other than running out and grabbing my other meter, which I'm not going to do and make anybody wait, because nobody's going to wait for that. It's too long to get to my office, and I don't have another meter here, I don't believe. But let's try one thing, because this meter's been sitting around for a while. Let me see what kind of battery it takes. It could be possible the battery in the meter is just low and it's doing all kinds of wonky things. So let's have a look. 9-volt battery. Let's pull the battery out. "9-volt Duracell expired December 2018. So, maybe that's the problem. It is a PowerFest multimeter. I don't even remember where I got it. But, obviously, the battery that was in it, December 2018, I haven't used this meter in a long time, so I'm going to just go grab another 9-volt. Carry lots of 9-volts for the smoke detectors. And this 9-volt is March 2024. So we definitely have, you ever do the old touch on the tongue test with a 9-volt battery? Okay, let's throw that battery in, throw that sucker in, put the cover on, and see if that makes a difference. Wouldn't that be a kick in the ass if it was just the battery all along instead of me feeling like a fool? Burning out one of my stepper drivers. Okay. Dun, da, da, da. Well, we may as well all be witness to this moment of who knows what. Let's see. Come on, get the wires crossed here. Let's untangle this guy. Okay. See what happens. Let's ground you. Let's touch you. No, we're still getting a really funky reading. My goodness. Well. Oh, Loyal, that made me laugh. Thank you. I needed that. First Blood, Rambo. This is better. This is more interesting. Really? Seriously? You find this more exciting than Rambo? Oh my goodness. Okay, so what can one do? That's plugged in. That is definitely getting a connection. Okay, pretty sure. I think I'm gonna know what I'm gonna do with this meter when all is said and done. With this multimeter. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna have much of a life. And these leads are not backwards. I've already determined that. Yeah. I'm just going to try. Pull the 9-volt battery out of the multimeter and use the same multimeter to check the same battery. No. The input. Yeah. Okay. What a good point. Where's the input here? 24 volt input. Actually, that's the input. So this is coming from, I want to make sure I do the right thing. Okay. It's going to be a 12 volt input, but let's see. Let's have a look down here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so can we see the meter here? There's the meter. There's my plugs. So we have a ground, and here's our it's a 12 volt power supply. There's our 12 volt output, and we're getting 12.3 volts. 12.3 volts on both sides. 12.3 regardless of where, yeah. So we come in at 12. So the meter is reading the voltage correctly right there, 12.3 volts. So that's working. Okay, so this is definitely, the meter's working. It's reading 12.3 coming out of that power supply. Oh man, okay. Good call, non-fam. That makes, so power supply is putting the right, tells me the power supply is putting the right voltage out. Tells me the meter is working. Okay. So if that reads 12.5 volts, why am I not getting a good reading on these stepper drivers? They can't all be bad. Oops. So what I'm going to do, it's just going to be ground. So I'm going to ground down here. Okay, hang on a minute now. There's 2.3. .8. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. 2.3. Okay. Now I'm determined. Normal. Okay, so we're getting a 0.8, a 0.8. Okay, the question is, okay, I need, so hang on, so, but the grounding source, it should not make a difference where I ground it. Okay, so I have to be ambidextrous here. let me try something. I'm going to make that significantly different. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Are you sure Rambo's not going to be more fun? Okay. I just need to hold. I'm obviously... I'm supposed to be able to get good ground off the USB part 2 here. So let's just see something here. Okay. 1.29. Let's see if I can tune this guy. Come on, get in there, get in there. Okay, 1.29, let's go. Drum roll. There we go. Come on, 0.85, come on. 0.86, 0.85. It's close enough. There's one. Let's go to this one. We're getting 0 reading on it. Nothing. Okay, let's see. That could be a bad driver. Let's just see. Let's move on to this one. We got 1 volt. Let's get this one down to 0.85. 0.86 is good enough for me. We're on the right track. Rambo can't use a multimeter. Oh, Loyal, thank you. My God. You're making me. You're making this easier for me, believe me. But Rambo would have taken his knife by now, and this thing would be toast. Okay, let's move along here. I want you guys to see this as we go, but it might not be easy. So you can kind of see that. Let's move on to the next one. This next one, I know I tuned it up quite a bit, so. This next one, oh come on Tim, get in the hole, get in the hole. That's what she said. Okay, there. This is tough. There we go. And come on. Oh jeez. Now that I got a good reading. Okay, 249. Let's get that down to 85. 86. 86 is good. Let's go to this end one, the one that I burnt out or thought I burnt out. One volt. Come on, get in there, ground. You know, some people are going to watch this video, this broadcast, and they're going to laugh and say, what a fool, doesn't know what he was doing. But you know what I say to that? I don't care. At least I'm trying. And as Loyal said, I'm not giving up. 0.85. Okay, I've got 85, 86, 86, 85. 3D printing is not Rambo proof. He'd use the grenade launcher on the M4. Yep. Alligator, yeah, they are, aren't they? But this first stepper, now I'm wondering, I'm getting nothing. I'm wondering if that's the one that burnt out. Let me unplug this and see. Switch it out. That could be the one that burnt out. Maybe not the other one, but I'll just put another one in there. I've got lots. I ordered 5 sets of them for 3 printers for whatever reason. Let me switch this out. Okay, we'll take that out. Grab another one out of the pack. And we'll see if we have any luck. Okay. Electricity is a good thing. Yeah, this board is nice and easy to work on. Has a black spot. Yeah, they all have black spots on them. Even these ones in the new pack. I don't know whether it's their way of marking them, but yeah, they've all got a black dot on them. I don't know, maybe that's their way of saying, yeah, these things have been tested and tuned. Okay, come on, please, 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 give me a voltage reading for this first one. Let's all keep our fingers crossed here. There we go, we can see that. We're gonna ground. Come on, give me a reading, give me a reading. Yes, yes! So that other one was obviously burnt out. Okay, let's dial this down to 85. 96. 89. 87, 86, 85. Yeah! I'd scream, but there's people sleeping in the house. Oh, done. Hello, Shane. You're the one that said that. I didn't even realize you popped on the stream. Okay, guys. Well, that was, I don't know whether to say that was embarrassing or whether that was just a learning experience for me, but I should have listened at first when my instinct said, they said the best place to get a negative reading is off of the SD card slot inside. So, okay, let's put that meter away. Let's put the heat sinks on. Let's get this thing back together and let's show you how loud it's not. Test will be at the printing. Yeah, that's true. Heat sinks. One heat sink. These heat sinks are taller than the ones that were on there, so sometimes the fan, there's an issue when the fan goes back on, but we'll see. Come on. Heat sink. Oh, I made that look a lot more difficult than it should have been. Trust me, that should not be that difficult to do. And this could make a blooper video. What the heck? 3. I'm taking the stupid two-sided tape is hard to get off. I should eat the heat sinks now. Just keep thinking about Rambo. Rambo can't use a multimeter. Obviously neither can I. Well, I can, but that's funny. Oh man. If you can't laugh, what can you do? There we go. And last but least, Mr. Heatsink. Good. Awesome. Let's get this fan mount back in. And let's make this work. Oh, for goodness sake. My fat fingers. Okay. Sure you guys don't want to go watch Rambo? Oh, Lord. Come on. Come on. There we go. come on. Oh, this is being annoying. Let's just do this. Giving you guys a chance to get out of here and go watch Rambo, but hey, Loyal thinks this is more exciting, and I almost tend to agree with him. Definitely more entertaining. One screw. Good job. There we go. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Episode 4 of The Mandalorian waiting in the wings. Ah. I've not seen Mandalorian yet. Is that a Star Wars spin-off? Shows what I know, right? Okay. Okay, fan mounts on. And like I suspected, it's a little bit interfering with those heat sinks, but not bad. Okay, let's get the fan back on. Well, you know what? If nothing else, this evening has been entertaining. Thanks to all you wonderful folks. You're hurt now. Well, I kind of figured Star Wars just because of the characters. But hey, you know what? I'm a Star Wars fan, but why I haven't heard of The Mandalorian, I don't know. I know a lot of people print something about a Mandalorian in their printers, so... Okay, yeah, but does the Mandalorian know how to use a multimeter? Okay. Baby Yoda, that's right, okay, yeah. That's the Baby Yoda print that everybody does. Okay. Let me switch back here. There we go. Okay, now I can put this cover back on and hopefully we're back in business. Oh, stupid fingers. Episode. How many seasons are there? Just one? Ah, 2 seasons, okay. Is that on Netflix or something, or on Prime Video? Where would I watch it if I want to watch it? I need to repair the hurt I've done with Loyal. and actually maybe watch an episode or something. Oh, really? Disney show. Okay. Okay, cool. Like, is it animated or is it, I'll take all the time you need, Loyal. I'll print you a Mandalorian and send it to you. That way, you know, maybe that'll help heal. Help heal you. Live action. Oh, cool. Okay. I will definitely have to check it out then. You're better now because I said I'd print you one and send it to you. Okay. Baby Yoda. You got it. Let's see if I can do a 2-color Baby Yoda on my Flash Forge. Okay, for those of you who braved the foolish stream so far and want to see how this works, ideally this should be really silent now compared to what it was. Put the feet back on. Here we go. Just have to heat it up and reload the filament. Finally, what a fiasco. Let's survey the damage. Okay. Set up temperature. We're going to eat the 215. Done. Bed temp 65. Done. Done. Come on. Okay, we'll let that heat up. Print to print. See how quiet it is and let the test print go. Thank you for sticking with me. Now I just gotta figure out which one of these is blowing or what the heck for the cost of them. They're what, $2 a piece? I'm not even gonna bother. I'll throw it in with a pile that I'm gonna throw on the kitchen floor to step on. There we go. There's tomorrow's fun. Right there. Right there. This is one stream I will never forget. I promise you that. Yep. Yeah, I can hear the fans going pretty good now. That should be the loudest part of this now. Let's load our filament up. The beautiful Prusament. Once that warms up. Pretty quick to heat up for a 12-volt power supply. We're at 195 already. It's the bed that takes the time, so yeah, I think this SD card is not good. Silent fans, yes, I know. Because they're going to be the loudest thing on here. They should be the loudest thing on here now. Okay, let's get the old filament out. Well, let's get over here. Make life easy on myself. Oh, for goodness sake. Something. Okie doke. Let's feed the filament. Okay, that's not good. I gotta look into that extruder later. Okay. Okay, let's fire up that test print. See the difference. Print. Owl pair. Print. Yeah, I'll reformat the card. I'll take the files off of it first because it's got some... Look. Listen. Listen. Listen to the difference. Silent. All you're hearing is the fans. Is it ever, eh, Loyal? Yeah. And it's working. I didn't screw it up too badly. Good. Good, 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 good. And that layer looks good. Yay! Oh boy. That's entertainment. But yeah, great. Yeah, and so once you get these things silent, and you know, that's I made that look a lot harder than it has to be to switch those steppers out. So, but yeah, this has been a really reliable printer for me so far. So, and that little noise you might be hearing, you hear the zzz, zzz, that's the extruder on the retractions. That's the only noise you hear is the fans and the retractions. Now you can upgrade the extruders on these things. I believe you can throw a Bondtech style extruder on here. Let's get a little closer here and watch that print a little better. Now you can do two color. You can change the filament. So you could you can pause a print mid-print, switch color filaments, and then resume, and that's going to give you two color layer by layer. But if you actually want two colors, say side by side, or mixed in amongst the model, you're going to need to get a two-head, it's what's called an IDEX printer, or a two-head printer. This printer in the background right here, that's a FlashForge Creator 3. That's an IDEX, which means independent dual extruders. So that printer it has two heads. I can put two different colors, or I can put one color on and I can put a dissolvable support filament on it so that I can print supports on the model and then they'll dissolve off in water. Or I can put the same color filament in both sides and I can have it printing the same thing with two heads. So basically I'm getting double the production out of the printer. Or I can have it mirror. It'll do a mirror mode, so it'll do a mirror image of what you're doing on the other side, or a duplication mode, which gives you twice the production, or a straight two-color print. So that's a nice printer. That's a really good printer, but that's out of your budget range, Mark. It's way out of your budget range. But yeah, you can definitely. It's actually fun to actually do a couple different layers on a print. It's and then you can also get what's called, where did I put it? I don't know where. Oh, it's right back here. I have over here on a shelf. I have what's called a Palette Pro, Palette 2 Pro, and the palette. What it'll do is it'll take up to four colors of filament, and you can do like a 4-color model. And how it does it is the filament goes into the bottom or top, depends how you have it. So the 4 colors go into the Palette Pro, and what it does is it actually splices the filament as it goes through. So the filament that comes out, it comes out with whatever color it's printing, then it comes out with the next color, and then it comes out with the next color. And as it's printing, it does what's called a purge tower. And a purge tower is just basically, so take for instance this print. This was this is what was called a calibration print for the palette. So it just does a 2-color print, a little bit of blue infill in the back there, and then an inlay, etc., etc. So the purge block for this print was bigger than the print itself. The purge block it probably used about as much filament in the purge block as it did to do the print. So it's great that you can do 4 colors of filament, and so you can do a 4-color print. That's the advantage of it. The disadvantage is the purge block uses a lot of your filament as well. But there's now what they've come up with is the ability, and depending on the color of your outer fill, if it's white, it's not going to work so well, but you can actually purge into your print, so your purged plastic becomes your infill in your print. So you're theoretically, you still have to have a purge block, but for the most part, your purge plastic, most of it's going to be infill in your print. Or you can have your purge block be, let's say I'm printing this, I can print another one of these, except it's just going to be multiple color based on your waste plastic. So this is going to be the proper color. The other one's going to be a mixture of whatever colors happen to be spit out of that to clean the head to go to the next color on the good one. Hope that makes sense. I know I'm not explaining that quite well. So, but yeah, but you could theoretically, other than the purple, it looks blue on camera, but it's purple. Other than the purple infill in here, because it's on the same level as the white. If this was all white on the bottom, you could do a job like this, where you print your white, you get to a certain height. Now you can either manually stop it, or you can actually tell your slicing software, stop at this height, and it'll pause the printer. You switch filament, you start again, and then you stop at the next height, switch filament to the white again, and then you start printing with the white filament again. So there's a few different ways you can do that. But yeah, a machine with 2 heads is fun to have as well, but again, you pay a little bit more for a 2-headed printer, but a 2-headed printer, that sounds funny. I'm still laughing at Rambo. Gosh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? You guys don't want to see me. You want to see this print maybe printing. So I'm running, let's go take this off. I gotta run another set. I gotta switch colors. I've got another order now that came in. I got texted this morning for an order of these guys. So this is the, let me switch cameras here. This just finished, or while we were doing this other stream, this just finished on the Flash Forge. These are those, I call them contactless COVID keys. I just whipped this design up in Fusion 360. And basically what they are, I keep one on my belt with a retractor. And it's a hook that you can use to open doors, anything except a doorknob. You can open most doors with it. On the tip of it, you can use that tip to push elevator buttons, to push some ATM buttons or push buttons. You can use a hook to carry grocery bags or whatever, but the idea is that you reduce contact with your hands on doors and stuff. So I've run about, probably over 1,000 of these so far for one customer that has a face mask shop, and they sell online on Etsy and on Amazon. And when she got a hold of these from me, she started advertising these, and I can't keep up with her as far as printing these and making them. So I gave her 85 of these on yesterday. She texted me this morning and said, they're gone. Can I please get 32 each of the 5 colors we do? So that's another 32 times 5 is 150, 160 more of these things. So I'll be printing these non-stop. And I like this on the Flash Forge because I can get 25 or 15 up on per print, versus these smaller beds like this printer, I only get 8 up. So, and the Flash Forge is cool. I like the print bed on the Flash Forge is really nice. I have 2 of these so that I can actually pull this off right away, throw the other one on, and keep printing. But I got to change colors because I got enough black now. But this is your typical flex bed, and you just right off like that. So, and these come off nice and clean now. So yeah, these are great. Yeah, so I've been selling a lot of these. So lots and lots of business. It's nice to make a little bit of money with the 3D printing. So I sell these at $1.25 a piece, wholesale. I'm not sure what they're being retailed for, but yeah. Yeah, Maker Viking, absolutely. And it's not, I mean, it's not a hard job, as you can see. To do that in Fusion 360 is, if you know a little bit about it, probably takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes to model that up. Yep. There's those. So I got to switch colors and start another color tomorrow. But I have 2 Anycubics, this exact printer, at my office, printing those keys. Basically, I'm not going to say 24/7 because I'm not there every day to keep an eye on them. But every day, 8 to 10 hours a day, they're printing. I go in the morning, pull off what's there. I throw another run on. It does 8 at a time. It's about a 2-hour and 15-minute print to do 8 of them. They're 100% infill. And then when the 8 are done, pop them off, and then I try and get a fresh run on before I head home for the day. So, yeah. So we'll just let this test print go, and then I'll wrap up the stream after I get this test print off this printer. Make sure it's working fine, but I have no doubt that it's going to be a nice print. So with that we have that. Can I do some red ones? I think I have a file in here for the left extruder. Red extruder. Let's see. Green only. I think that's going to print on my left extruder. Cool, because I already have red loaded in there. We'll see. These failed miserably. Oh. Too bad. That was a bad adhesion. I should have cleaned my bed first, and I didn't. Plus, it's a little cool in this basement, so I need to increase the bed temperature to compensate for the temperature in the basement. Okay, Maker Viking, you have a wonderful day, because I guess it's Sunday there now, so appreciate you hanging out in the stream, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, this is a bad adhesion issue, why these ones didn't print. Definitely. This printer behind me, I just pulled these off of. It's a Arion ER20. 7:36 a.m. Sunday, yeah. Okay, Chris, thanks for popping in. Have a good sleep. Have a good night. Catch you next time. Look at the, this is the surface of this on the bed. Arion has their image on the bed, and when you pull it off, it's a nice glossy finish on the first layer, but you also get that, there we go, you get the image that's on that bed on your print, which is great if it's a bottom surface or something, or you want that effect. So I'll eventually slip that out to a wham bam. But I stopped keeping my failed prints. I got too many. It happens. Yeah, I love that finish on that. Man, I have to work on that printer tomorrow and See, actually I should clean the bed and start another print while this is going. 11:37 my time. Mark, you're like a 1:30. You're up really late, although I think you're a Nighthawk anyways. And Loyal, you're only 10:30. So it's still a bit early for you. And Non-Fam, you are 1:30 as well. Wow. You guys are troopers. Oh boy. I gotta finish this print and I gotta get some sleep. We'll get ready for the next one. I think my next one might be the CR6SE. Sitting in a box down over here. I've been reading some before 4 a.m. Really? What time do you get up? Wow. I couldn't do that. You must be younger, a lot younger than me, because I could do that way back in the day, but I cannot do that now. I cannot do that now. Anyways, I've been hearing some horror stories about the CR6SE, that Kickstarter campaign, so I'm going to be quite interested to see whether I got a lemon or whether I got a good one here, so we'll see. I'm going to get this really quickly fired up while this one's printing. IPA, Mark, if you get into 3D printing, isopropyl alcohol is going to be your best friend. It's good to clean your print surfaces off. No media. I stole it. I put the card in here. Okay. So I can't get that one going right now. I don't have another micro SD. Okay, you sleep 6 to 8 hours, so you get up late. Okay. You have lots at the office. I still have, I still have, I think, 4 or 5 liters of isopropyl at the office left over from the offset press days. Okay, Loyal, thanks for popping in. I sincerely appreciate it, and thank you for the humor. You made this stream bearable for me, and I appreciate that. So enjoy Rambo, and just imagine Rambo trying to use a multimeter like I did. But then again, imagine me trying to use a knife like Rambo. You have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one. Maybe don't picture me using a knife like Rambo. Yay. Yeah. Let's get in a little closer. This print's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, so Mark, when you get 3D printers, they all come with, depending on the company you buy from, when their card works, you get test files, test prints. These guys only have one. These guys typically do this. It's a pair of owls you'll see when it's done, if you stay up to see it done. Actually, I have a finished one here somewhere. It's a pair of owls. Some of them have, some of them do benchies, these little guys here. Some of them will have a benchy as their test print. I think a few of them do put benchies on there now, but this benchy is sort of an industry standard. There's a lot of things that this benchy can tell you about what your printer's doing as far as how it handles infill, overhang, layers, etc. Whether your temperatures are good, whether your cooling fans are good. So it's pretty interesting. It's definitely something you'd probably be good at it because you're good at tinkering at things. So you're pretty good at tinkering at things, so I think you'd be good with it. I did this benchy. huge oversized benchy to test some filament one time. It didn't do too bad except in the smokestack, but then that's just a cooling issue, so that's a big one. And no, they don't float. So, check my phone. Yeah, my phone's on silent mode after 10 o'clock, so anything that comes in, I would not see. Oh, very cool. So you're seeing this larger than life. That ever cool. Nice. I want to get a, right now I'm just looking at this laptop and I've got split screen so I can see the chat on one side and I can see my stream on the other side, so, which tells me whether my cameras are pointing the way they should, where this one isn't. But I want to get what I've seen a few of these streamers get, and they have monitors sort of hanging a little bit above off to the side, and all that does is show the chat stream so that they can keep an eye on the chat while they're watching their stream and making sure everything's working on that. So yeah, that's cool. That's a nice large screen you have the stream showing on there, so very cool. Let's see, we are down to 4 people watching. Wow. So one of them is going to be me because I am on. So it's non-fam and it's Mark and it's... Oh, that's cool. So who else is watching? There's somebody in the background silently watching. Unless, because I know that Maker Viking went to sleep. Loyal just left. Somebody's lurking in the background. So there goes this one. Let's make sure this is starting to go good. Nope. Wrong extruder. Okay, stop. Yes. Oh, of course, it's just, you can tell it's late. I started printing the wrong file. Yep. That was not fun. Oh. Huh. Well, that's a hint to not print any more tonight. I don't have the proper file on that card, and I don't want to re-slice it, so I'll just let these owls finish. That'll be my midnight stream, and then I need to get some beauty sleep. So yeah, Mark, there's a lot of great YouTube channels for 3D printing out there. There's a ton of them. People a whole lot more knowledgeable than myself, and some really entertaining people. Too many for me to mention, but just Google it and you'll see a lot of great YouTubers out there that do this for a living. They have there's one guy, His name is, oh, why don't I ever remember his name? His channel's called Maker's Muse. He's out of Australia. Oh, I should know his name. I never remember his name. Anyways, he has about close to 500. Angus, thanks, non-fam. Angus, his channel's called Maker's Muse. He's out of Australia. He's got about, I think he's got close to 500,000 subscribers on his channel. He's been doing this for a number of years, and he makes some really good videos, but he does this for a living. So obviously if you have 500,000 subscribers and you're getting tens of thousands of views per video, you are monetizing YouTube extremely well. And there's a lot of guys in the US, local guys, that do this, and this is their source of income. So I'm not attempting to make this a source of income. I'm just doing this because I enjoy it, and I enjoy the hobby, and I love the community. It's an incredible community. Nobody judges, nobody makes fun. Everybody helps each other out quite a bit. Are they as entertaining with a multimeter? No, I guess I can look at that as a positive. No. They probably would have known what they were doing versus me there, but no, they're probably not nearly as entertaining. So, Maker's Muse, 682,000. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he'll hit 1 million eventually. I guarantee he'll hit 1 million for sure eventually. So, but yeah, no, they would. A lot of them would look at this stream, which none of them will. But if they looked at this stream, they'd have a good chuckle over my issues with the multimeter. So. But hey, it happens, right? They had to start somewhere too, and if you go back and look at their first and early day videos, you know what? It's a learning experience. The quality of the videos, the confidence in the person doing the videos and the streams grows as they get better and better and do more and more streams. So, yeah, this is just my way of sharing my hobby with people, and maybe somebody might watch this and say, hey, I've had that same issue with my multimeter. I doubt it, but but they're all going to know that Rambo can't use a multimeter, so Loyal said so. But yeah, check them out. They're really good, and a lot of them hold contests. Sometimes some of them will do giveaways. I'm just not mentioning any of their specific names other than Angus, because I think he's one of the ones with the most followers or the most subscribers. So, like I have, it's not bad. I started with 12 subscribers, and it was mostly friends. But then when I started doing these lives, and I got 47 people subscribed to me now that get notifications whenever I go online or post a video. So. And I'm fine with that. That's fine. But what'll happen is when this is done, I'll do a little bit of post-production on this stream. I'll put some tags and some keywords in as far as Anycubic goes, and Anycubic, silent steppers, blah blah blah. And then when somebody's Googling, somebody's going to get one of these machines one day and say, hey, i3 Mega silent, and my video will come up as one of the ones that they could potentially watch. So yeah, I think he is too, non-fam. I'm pretty sure he is the biggest. He's been around for a lot of years. So, but he does some pretty cool content. So I think he's one of the first ones that I ever subscribed to. Oh yeah, those birds are coming along pretty good. Yeah, exactly. The interaction is key, I think. You look at like Joel's stream the other night when he was working on that massive printer. I mean, you can post, and the only way really to get him to read your post is to do a super chat. So basically you're paying to have him read your post. Otherwise they just zip by. Especially, he had, I think, 1,000 viewers at one point and the night are over 1,000 viewers at one point. So, and it's impossible to get any sort of chat going amongst between the maker and the audience, let alone the audience members on their own. So, yeah. Yeah, his streams are impossible to read anything. They go by so fast. Yeah, learning is fun, and I think you'd enjoy, if you got one of these printers, you'd enjoy the learning aspect of it. And if you're ever stuck, there's a ton of people out there that can help you. And there's tons of information on pretty much any kind of printer you can get, you could look at. So I'm just curious, this one. I got these for a really good price. They had a sale on Amazon for it. I'm just going to look it up really quick while this is running. Amazon.ca. Anycubic. Let's see what this is selling for now. I got these for $3.39 with a coupon. And right now, it's not bad. These are selling for $365. Right now, regular price $429, so it's a $75 savings basically. And that's $365.49, no tax, no shipping if you're a Prime member. And it looks like, oh, it's a sale. It's a lightning deal. Okay, $365 lightning deal that ends in 35 minutes and 32 seconds. Oh well, it'll go on sale again. So definitely. Where am I here? Yeah. Yeah, they're always putting these things on sale. $365 for that one. Now, you had mentioned your budget. Now, the other thing that you could get within that budget, let me see. Creality are great printers as well. Oops. How do I do that? I want to search on Amazon. So the Creality Ender 3 V2 is a nice printer. So there's a printer called a Creality Ender 3 V2. The Ender 3 is probably one of the most popular entry-level printers out there. Their V2 printer is really nice. It's got really good reviews, and those are on sale on Amazon right now for $396 Canadian. No tax, no shipping if you're a Prime member. So yeah, you can get a really decent 3D printer under $500 that does a phenomenal job. So there's this Anycubic, there's the Creality Ender 3 V2, there's the Creality Ender 3. There's a couple Ender 3s. The V2. I believe the V2 doesn't have as much assembly involved as the just to create the Ender 3. Let's see. And we have, oops, I wonder if I can share that screen with you. Let's see. Can I share that? I can share that screen. Look at that. So the aim it. So yeah, so there's the Creality Ender 3 right there. They have a holiday special on right now. Looks like, oops, come on. I don't want that. The Ender 3 V2 plus one free 3D pen. Interesting. It might, if you're into the 3D pens, that's fine. But yeah, that's not a bad little printer at all. So that's got really good reviews. It's got an upgraded screen here from the earlier version. I like it. It's got belt tensioning knobs built onto it. It's got their new design, their new hot end design. They've upgraded the extruder on it, so they've actually included the power supply built into the body of the printer versus the other one, which was an external power supply, and they've got a little tool drawer in the bottom there. So yeah, that's a decent little printer. What was the other Creality I was thinking of that would be within that budget? Was the Ender 3 V2, the Ender 3 Pro? No, I would get the V2 versus the Pro. Even though the Pro, you can get $313 for the Ender 3 Pro. But again, the difference is, see, that one has the power supply outside. It's sort of an external power supply. It's got the old style screen. And it's just, yeah, and it's got the old style hot end, so, and the old style extruder. So I think the V2 is better bang for your buck. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I just want these owls to finish. I may end up getting too tired to wait for them to finish, but overall they're looking really good so far. This couple of owls. Let's see if I can find. I printed these plenty of times, but I don't think I have any of them around. No, I don't. I don't. Well, I'll show you a cool print. Yeah, for sure. There's always something on sale. This is a really cool print. It's a dragon. This was printed in a silver Prusa filament, but this is a test print that came with one of the Prusa printers I bought with my MK3. Love that print. It was beautiful. No supports, nothing. It just printed just like that. That's beautiful. That's cool. Come on, focus. Yeah. One of my favorite prints so far. That sort of shows you the quality of those Prusa printers. I mean, it's incredible. That was actually, I think, the third print I printed on that printer when I got it a year and a half ago or so. Anyways, pretty cool. But Prusas are expensive printers, but in my opinion, and opinions will vary on this, Prusa is like the Apple of 3D printing. Yeah, the Apple of 3D printers. %, I'm not even going to put a percentage on it, but most 3D printers are made in China, manufactured and made in China. There are some US companies that do some nice printers, but Prusa is a company that's out of Prague, Czechoslovakia, and they're all made in Czechoslovakia. They make their printers with extremely high quality parts, in my opinion. Yeah, but you pay a little extra price tag for the Prusa printers, but the service is excellent, and for the most part the printers are excellent as well. So yeah, they do their own ecosystem. They make their own filament. It's incredible, and apparently it's quite a fun company and a nice company to work for. So from what I've heard, yeah. Okay. That's annoying that this thing won't focus. I don't like that camera. Well, I'm going to take Jerry's advice and have a look at that other one for close-ups. Because it's focusing on the front of the bed here. Yeah. That's what it's doing. Oh man, 12:03 in the morning here. But I gotta finish what I started. People are going to just fast forward through a lot of this. Only 49%. I don't think I'm gonna stay up the whole time here. I will do a quick stream tomorrow and show off the final print on this thing and give some final thoughts. I don't know if I'll talk about the multimeter. I think that anytime Loyal comes on one of my streams, Rambo and the multimeter are going to come up, and the Mandalorian are going to come up sometimes in future streams, so that'll be interesting to see. But, gentlemen, I appreciate you sticking with me this far, but I'm going to call it a night. Let this thing finish, do a follow-up tomorrow, as I said. Thanks for watching, Mark. Thanks for staying up, and I hope taught you a little bit of something. I hope it was at least entertaining. And non-fam as always, man, you're always there, and I appreciate that. And yeah, so you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. And we'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, I'll leave it on the bed. And I'll leave it on the bed to cool. I won't pop it off till I stream again about it tomorrow, and you'll see how easy it comes off. I'm pretty sure this bed will be fine. I had one printer where it was sticking to the bed like glue, and it was ripping off the surface of it, and so I sent that one back. So okay, I'll send you a text on the next stream for sure, Mark. And Maker Viking, if you watch this afterwards, I will tweet out. I'm going to set up a Twitter account for DeWitt and tweet out the next stream. So okay guys, have a good night, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow sometime or whenever I do this. And thanks again for hanging out, and get a little bit of sleep, you guys. Cheers, stay safe, bye bye.